All right. So we are still on the how to write SQL query statements to filter data using one criteria. I don't know if we are able to cover the aspect of two criterias.
Yes, we did
This is just one.
limit, we did descending, we did
Okay.
um
Just trying to look at, was this the file or this is a different table? I think okay,
table we use
so
is I think
the database I used, was it NIT2?
no,
Okay, let me,
the one you use is
I think okay, so let me try and check what I
no, you
have
give me a
under.
different one. You give me
Okay, I gave you a different
the
data,
one you use, not
right?
the one you give me. Eh?
I gave you a different data, right?
Yeah,
Okay, I actually gave you that. I think I gave you the one I use, and I gave you another one so that you can
yeah.
try those same syntax.
What you gave me data, you gave me data three, and I give
Okay,
me Amazon as the data you're going to send.
okay, all right.
The demo data was data three. That's what you sent to me.
Okay, so let me try and read. Let me create a new tab and then let me use Digitech and see the tables I have there. So use Digitech database. Just want to know the tables I have there. And then let me write an SQL query statement to check the number of tables in that database. I'll simply say show table. Think I should be able to get data I can work with there. So there's no table under this database. Let me check. Mm, let's hold on. Okay, so I have three tables. So let me check the values we have under Amazon. So I'll say select all the records from Amazon table. Amazon table. Okay, so we have records we can work with here. So I will just try to round up the query statement for data selection or data filtering so that we have the advanced aspect of SQL left. So all these ones we are doing falls under basic SQL command and intermediate. So we have advanced aspect, but I would just try as much as possible to cover to complete the remaining basic, and so that in the next class we'll focus on the advanced. So let me start with writing SQL query statements to select or to filter data using 1 to 2 criteria. So remember, uh, write SQL query statements to filter data using 1 or 2 criteria. 1 or 2 criteria. So let's say so from this data set we call now, let's assume that we to select record equals to offline. That is sys channel, where sys channel is equals to offline. That is one criteria. So I'm going to say select all record from Amazon. That is the name of the table, Amazon. Then I can just go to the next line, or I write everything on the same line. Then I bring in the where clause. Where, so where is just like if statements. If. So where sys channel, where sys channel, the way it is in the data, the first letter is capital letter. Where sys and there is underscore, the first letter also is capital letter. Where sys channel is equals to offline. So you follow the case also, offline. Don't know whether that is how it is. Okay, offline. So this is a data filtering query statement using just one criteria. So if I run it, if you check the data set, you will observe that you will only have offline. So let's try for online and see. I want to even be sure whether we even have online. So let me check that and see whether we have online. So if I run it, so it returns, yeah, we have online. So this is using single criteria to filter the table. Now, let's say I want to expand it to two criteria. So I will just, instead of me stopping here, I will not close it yet. So
We've done like two or three last time. You put semicolon
yes,
and you put two
okay.
tables.
Yeah, I know that the network was
Put
not.
comma. If it's more than two, you put comma, and the last one you now
No, that one is
leave no comma
that
for
one
it.
is not comma. I think what you are referring to is different. That is where we were selecting record, selecting columns. Where we were selecting
I'm
column.
saying for the columns.
So this one is not column. This one is row. You are filtering based on the specified criteria. So all the columns are
Okay,
still,
and the last time we put
yes.
yes, yeah, correct.
So that one is column that we are selecting. We're pulling out some column from the entire data. But this one, we are calling out all the column, but we are using a criteria to filter out record. So I just want to look at it from or with two criteria. So for two criteria, let's say the question changes from just filtering where says channel is offline. Now we are including where country, or let's say where order or priority is C, or we choose another letter where order of priority is M or L. So let's just add that. So which means that we will just add the AND command, and then we specify the column for the second criteria, which is order and order. So make sure that we follow the way it is in the data set. So it's case sensitive. Order of priority. Priority. Hope I'm correct. Order of priority is equals to, let's say, M. I think the letter M is capital letter. So let's say letter M. And then now we can end it. So let me run it and see. So if you check now, let's see if the two criteria are met. Under sys channel, we have just online. Under order of priority, we have just what? M. So that is how you can use the where clause for data filtering using one criteria or two criteria. So let's look at where we use all, because these are different operators. Let's look at scenario for using all. Using, let's say, using what? All, because we have used where, we have used and. So where can we use all? So or is another logical operator that we can also use to select data. So let's assume that we are asked to select a record from the same Amazon table where country is equals to let's pick a country where country is equals to, I think we have Russia in this particular data. We have Russia, we have Tuvalu, if I'm correct. So let's just use one of the country we are seeing here. Let's say Bulgaria. So let's see where country, in fact, let me put it in writing so that we understand it. So select or filter records where country is, what's the name again? Bulgaria, or where country is Bulgaria, or which other country again? I'm just saying, let me scroll, or if I'll see all those funny country. These countries that look like, I thought we used to have all those, okay, where country or Mali. I'm just looking at something, a country that is very simple for us to pronounce. Somali. So the or here, it means that what you are filtering with two criteria. If it is not, that is what, if the record is equals to Mali, it will filter, or it will check again. If the record is equals to Bulgaria, it will filter. That's where you use or, just like you are giving an alternative. So the way we write it is select all the record from the same Amazon table. So I can just to make my code look more arranged, I can just go down instead of writing everything on the same line. So I'm bringing the where clause here, where country, the way country is spelled, where country is equals to the first country is Bulgaria, the way it is written there, Bulgaria. I hope I'm correct. Then we'll now say or, so that is actually the operator we are using, the logical operator, or another option of the country. So any of these, if it meets any of these, then it should filter, or country equals to Mali. Country is equals to Mali. So this is how to use or operator. So if I run it, let's see what we have. So let's check it across so you can see that all the country you have here, all the record here will either be what? Mali or what? Bulgaria. I hope you are getting it. So you actually filter only those two countries at the same time instead of filtering just one country. That is what, if we have Bulgaria, it should select them. If we also have Mali, it should select them. So and even we don't have Mali, it will have just selected what? The first criteria. I hope it's understood.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me also look at using not. So look at the command we are using, where, and, not, and all. So how do we relate them in a writing SQL query statement for data filtering? So not is used to select data that does not meet a criteria. So let me just put here that is used to select data that does not meet a condition or criteria. That is when we use what? Not. So for example, if we are out to select country not equals to US, what does that mean? Or let's say if we're out to select, okay, let me put it in writing. Let me put it in writing. So let's say,
All the country.
yeah, so let's say the task is select, let me put it in writing so that we can flow on the same page. Select all country, but not, let's look at not Mali. Select all country, but not Mali. That is, we want to filter other country, but we want to exclude Mali. So the syntax will be select all records from, select all record from Amazon data, Amazon table, right? Where not, so this is how you bring it, where not country, where not country is equals to, where not country is equals to, which of the country mentioned, Mali, where not country is equals to Mali. So if I end it here and I run it, you see that to select other country, but Mali will never be what? Included. I hope you are getting it.
Selected.
Good. So,
Yes.
if you have access to different data sets, you now see that most of these things will make more sense based on what the tasks you are asked to perform. So I'm just using this to run through them. So now we will now shift our focus to order. That is order. Let's look at, no, we have done order, but I just want to, because that day the network was not really balanced. Order talks about arranging, either ascending or descending, right? So we can decide to select certain record at the same time as the output to maintain certain order. For example, if the task is that we should select, if the task is that select a record, sorry, let me work on my light. All right, so like I was saying, I will try to construct the statement that select record, uh, where country, is Mali, and sort by ascending. So you can see it. So you are filtering at the same time, the result will be what? Sorted in a particular order. So for example, let's assume that we are like the question here, the syntax will now be select, the syntax will be select all record, select all record from Amazon table, uh, where where country, is equals to, Mali. Then while you are presenting the outcome, you want them to be sorted by by we want them to be sorted by sys channel. So we can now say order, order by order by sales channel, order by sales channel, sales channel, follow the way it is in the data set, sales channel, order by sales channel. Which order method are you using? Ascending or descending? So what we are practically saying is that filter a record from Mali, and as you present them, arrange the values under sales channel in ascending order. So if I run it now, you see that what? We have just two, and if you check we have just two of them. So it happened that we don't have offline and online. So at even we have offline and online, but both of them actually start with 000. So but to make more sense if you are using a data set, or let's say here, if we decide to say, let's sort by that same, which other one can we use now? Um, let's say sort by item type. But unfortunately, there is space between item types. So let me show you how you can resolve something like this without you going to Excel. So if we want to do it, we will just, if I type it like this, item type, the way it is, if I say order by item type, you will be getting what? Error. So in this kind of scenario, you use inverted comma. Under the escape button, you see this. So you put it in this kind of inverted, because instead of you going to Excel to close the space, so where you have this kind of header, you put it in that what? Inverted. You understand what I just did now? I think you were having that issue, or that was not the issue you said you were having. So if I run it now,
Yes.
it will output. So anytime you have any heading with space, you just
Yeah.
put it in this kind of inverted quotation, and that will recognize it. So you can see that under item type, it sorted it by that order. So let me change here to descending and see whether the arrangement will change. So descending is this, like I explained to you last time. So if I run it, you can see that the arrangement have changed. Initially, it was clothes before what? Fruit. But now what? Fruit before clothes. I hope you are getting it.
Yes.
So if you get a more complex data, you'll be able to enjoy all the. That's why I encourage that you should look for different data and see how you can apply all these query statements and this command. So let's look at another sorting. I can use another logic, which is a limit. You can use limit. It's like we touched this one last time as well. So let's assume that limit is used to limit the number of rows returned. So let's say you want to select the first top 10. I think we used it last time, right? You want to select the top 10 from a data table. You want to pick the first 10 record. So you simply say select, select from the same Amazon table, and then you will just simply say limit the record you are going to return to maybe 2. I just want to see only the what? The first 2. So if I run this, you see that what? It will return only 2 records. So if I try
It could go
increasing
up
it,
small.
yes, I want to put like 7 just to see how it works. So you see that what? You can actually
Like
use
if you
the,
can go up on your code small.
okay, up like this, right?
So I can write down the order.
Okay, let me see. I think here, right? I think this is where you are now. This is where you want to write, right? Is this the place, or I should still go up?
Yes, I'm
Oh,
coming. Just give me a sec.
okay.
Yeah, you can continue. Which okay, you said I should use to write the table with as you could which mark this I should use
Yes, the inverted quotation. That is under escape. Under escape. The button. Before one. Before
under
one.
escape. Okay, okay, I've seen it. I've seen it.
So it's there. Okay. So just give me a few minutes. When I come back, we'll look at SQL aggregate function. We'll start looking at that aspect. But meanwhile, you can just still be practicing. All right. So now we have done much on the data filtering or selection query statement. Now we want to look at another aspect of uh, data management with SQL, which is aggregates. So here we'll be discussing if we want to count, we want to sum up values, we want to find minimum, we want to find maximum. All this falls under aggregates aspect of SQL. So let's look at that. Let's put it in comments. Aggregate functions. Aggregate function in SQL. So the very first one we are going to look at is the count function. Counts all record function. If we are given a data and we want to know how many entries are there, how many entry count all record in a table. So let's assume that is the task. So like this Amazon table that we are working with, supposing we are asked to write SQL query statement to count the total number of records. So the syntax is going to be select. Now, once you have written the select, you involve the function count. Select the count. So we have it as a keyword. We have it also in the library. So count. Now you open the function bracket. Now, because we want to count all, we just put the asterisk inside. So once you put asterisk inside, you're automatically telling SQL that you want to count what? All the records. Then the next thing is for you to define the table. So I can say count all the record from the Amazon table, right? So I can end it here. So if I run the code now, it's going to output that what? There are what? 100 what? Record. I hope you are getting it. Did you understand it? This one is actually, we counted all record. We counted all record. Now, we can now begin to bring in some of those filter command or query statements into it if you want to go complex. So what we are going to do, let's assume that you are asked to count all the record where, but you are bringing in a criteria here now, not all. You are bringing in a criteria. So what I'm trying to show you is that all these aggregate functions, we can decide to expand them or we can decide to use them with certain defined criteria. So like this one now, we just simply counted all. So if I want to bring the knowledge of my data filtering query statement, I can now, re-engineer this syntax. For example, I will just come here and say, okay, select count, right? Select count. So instead of me ending with this semicolon now, I will not end it yet. I will go down and use one of those where clause, nots, or those things that we use alongside with this aggregate function. So I can say I'm not done yet, so I still want to put a criteria where country, is where country is equals to let's say Mali. where country is equals to Mali, all right, before you finally end it. So if I run this code now, look at it, it returned only 2. So I can go with 2 criteria as well by saying that where country is equals to Mali, so I shouldn't close yet, and where country is equals to Mali, and even I can see other country there, so that I can select country with multiple values. Where country is equals to Mali and says channel, and says channel, where country is equals to Mali and says channel, just like the way it is in the data set. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that you can manipulate, you can combine the data filtering query statement with aggregate to get more complex selection. So here now we are going a little bit intermediate, where this is what did I say I want to do? Equals to, let's say, offline. Let's say what? Offline. So this is applying 2 criteria together with the counting. So if I run it, you see that I have 0 because one of them is not met. So let me change here to online. I see if I'm going to get a value. Online, and see if I'm going to get a value. So I got what? Value. All right. I hope you are getting it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know the particular data. I know I gave you more rich data. I wish I can have it, but I forgot to I will start downloading and start loading now that the network is good. So that is how you can use the counts. All right,
The
together.
question I forgot to ask you. I'm just remembering.
Okay.
If you look up to your
Yeah.
can you hear me? If you look up to your Amazon do not have semicolon, but your where line has semicolon. You
This one, right?
your Amazon now have semicolon, and your country where do not have semicolon. But if you now go to order, the where does not have semicolon, and Amazon does not have semicolon too.
Where is the order? If we go to order, where now?
The other function we did now, order now.
Okay, let me check. Look at the order here. Look at order here.
Yes, your where you are selecting Mali
Uh,
did not have semicolon. Why did not put semicolon?
yes. Now the reason is that I'm not done writing the code yet. The semicolon comes
But
in
the thing
where.
ran, the code ran.
Yes, this is it now. Look at this here now. The whole of this, they are together.
That's what I'm saying.
Look at it.
Okay, okay.
Eh,
But I thought you meant to put semicolon after every line.
no, 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 no. If it is just a single line, if it is a single line, but the moment you are writing, like now, look at it here. Ordinarily, the whole of this and this supposed to be in this line, but I was the one that break it. Are you getting it? I was the one that decided to go to the next line. So I didn't have still writing everything on a straight line. So this is how it will have ended. Do you get it now?
So what I'm saying, only the last line should have the semicolon.
Good, good. Only the last line. Because as far this is concerned, look at it. I want to.
I understand it now.
Good, good. All right, all right. So now, so that is for count. So let's look at another aggregate function, which is summation. That is another one. So let me just come down here. Or let me just delete this. So let's look at summation, sum function. Sum function is still part of the aggregate function. So here, let me select the data and see which column I can actually sum up its value. Let me see. So sum. In fact, what I will do is that I want to see something. Show tables. Show tables. I want to see if I have another table so I have data 6. So let me check what I have under data 6.
So let me see, select all records from data sys. All record from data sys. Let me see what we have there. Oh, nothing. So I think it's only Amazon.
You are doing some now.
Yes, I'm doing some, but I want to use a different data. I want to check for. So let me check NIT. Let me see what.
Numerical data.
Eh? Yes,
You want to look for numerical data.
yes, exactly. Because this one I'm doing there, and that data is not giving me what I want for this particular aspect. So let me just use. Let
Yeah.
me use the NIT. This to see the. Then let me show the tables I have under it, whether I should be able to have a better record there. Then we still have the same Amazon. That is what we have there. Oh. Okay, but let me check whether select all records from Amazon table. Amazon table. So let me see if I have numerical value that I can work with here. So let me just work with profit. Let me work with profit. And the profit, let me work with profit. So let's assume that I want to sum up the total profit value. So the syntax, so let me put it in comment, sum up the total profit values. Sum of the total profit values. Let's assume. So total profit values. So the syntax will be select, then you bring in the sum. Select sum, the bracket. So that particular column that you are targeting its value to be sum of, you put it there without putting it in a string. So you follow the case. Total, the T is capital letter. And then remember that what? There is space. Total profit. Total profit. So when you have this kind of issue, just like the way we had it the other time, I can just what? I'll put it like this just to settle it. Hope you are getting it. Just like what we did the other time. Now, I will say from which table? From the Amazon table. From the Amazon table. So I'll end it. So if I run it, you see that what? It returned what? 0. So that 0 that it returned probably because something is wrong. Maybe in this case, it's not recognizing. So let me just see if I run this line again. I click here, I run this line because I noticed that those values have something attached to them, a comma that might make the format not to go well. But let me check if I'm to add, just to verify where the error is. So let's say we want to add let's just refer to, oh, I would have loved that data that I sent to you. I know I sent you a better data. So let's assume that we want to use,
In chat, if you go there,
hmm?
is it three or the Amazon?
DA3, that DA3, is it Amazon? Was it Amazon that time? Hope it's not the same Amazon. Because
You
now,
send me two, send me data three first.
if you open it in your own framework there, let's see
Then
whether it's the same Amazon. Open it.
Amazon can hold it. I already have it.
Hello?
I already have it on.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I said I already have it opened my own.
Okay. So is it the same data? Is it the same thing with my own? The same Amazon?
No, the one you sent me, the data three has invoice, branch, city, gender, product line, unit price.
Okay, that means it's not the same. I wish I can have it. Maybe I should just rush and
quantity. You should send it to me on WhatsApp, the data
yeah,
tree. Send it to
yes.
me on WhatsApp, so it should be in our chat.
Let me quickly go and get it so that we can
You
communicate.
sent me data tree, then Amazon
Yeah, let me
as
get
the
it.
assignment.
Yes, let me get it so that we can. So I think it will go better with that data. Just give me a few minutes. Let me get it. Copy. Still on it. Copy. Data three. Okay, I think I found it. Okay. So let me quickly load it into uh which of the let me load it into NIT. I hope you are still here. Okay. Data three. Just hope that it doesn't take time. Okay, so let's quickly switch to it. I think I should just create a new. I should just create a new
working environment so that we can just focus on this new data. So let me start by using the NIT. Okay, it's like we are still under the NIT, but let me use it officially, NIT. Right, now let's select all record just to confirm, all record. Select all record from data, it's like it was data 3 or data 6?
Data 3.
Data 3, yes, okay, data 3. Okay, good. So I think we should have, so let's relate that sum that we are trying to do. So let's say we want to sum up all the values of quantity. Let's try quantity, or we can try quantity, we can try what? COGS. So the task is what is the summation of COGS values. So like I said, the syntax is select, they call the sum function. Inside the sum function are the header involved. I think there is S, and then close it, then specify the table you are referencing, which is data 3, and then I'll end it. So if I run it, you see that what I have the summation of all the values there. So just like we did in the case of the count, we can decide to bring in condition here. So the question can change that we should sum. Let me just output only this so that you get what I want to explain. So let's assume that we should sum all the values of COGS where gender is what? Female. So we just want to know the total of COGS for just female, and then we'll do it for maybe for male. So how do we write it? So let me use comment, sum of COGS values where gender is female, for example, where gender is female. So here we are also bringing in the filtering concept. So it's going to be select the sum, then specify the header with the values, and then from data 3. So this is exactly what we are asking now. So you will not put the semicolon here because you are still writing. So I'm supposed to still be writing in the same line, but I just want to format my code by going down. So I can't put the semicolon there. Then I'll bring in where what? Okay, let's say where quantity. Okay, sorry, let's follow the question. Where gender is equals to female, the way the female is written, female, where gender is female. So this is just one criteria of summing. So if you sum it, you see that we have a lesser value. So if I now want to add another condition, so I will remove this here. I can go down, then and say what? And quantity greater than, let me just bring out this first so that you understand what we are doing. Where quantity is greater than 5. So I'm bringing the second criteria now, where quantity, so I'll call the quantity header greater than, I'll put the greater than what sign, I'll say what 5. Then before I close, then if I run it, I should get, you can see that I have a lesser value. So this is summation with what? 2 different what? Selection criteria. I hope you are getting it. Okay. So the next one is we'll look at, I just want to conclude this aspect also before we end the class. The next one is average. It's still part of aggregate. So let's say what? Using average function. Using average function. So if I'm using average function, you know, the difference between sum and average is that average we add and divide by the number of what? Entry. While sum we just sum. So let's say the question is we should calculate the total average of COGS. Let's say the question is calculate the total average of COGS. Let's say calculate the total AVG of COGS. All right, so the syntax will be select average should be written as what? AVG. AVG. That is how you write it, not in full. Then specify the header with the value you are looking for its average. And then the same thing from which table? From data 3. From data 3. Then if I don't want to add another condition, let's say I just want to get the total average, I will just close it here and then run it. This is the average. But if I want to bring in condition, I can say, okay, where gender is equals to male, So I want to get the total average where gender is equals to male. So I can come down and also add another one, or I can say what? Not. You understand? I can say not quantity, not quantity less than 7, not quantity less than 7. So the moment I add this, I'm getting, say quantity is not a valid position, not quantity. So we're having issue with this. So let me just change it to, I think it's a combination of the criteria. So let me say and quantity and see whether that is actually the complaint, where quantity is greater than 5. So it is that combination that did not align. So if you run it, you see that what you have this. So this is the average with what? 2 selection criteria. I hope that is also understood. So we have a few of them left. We have minimum and maximum. Minimum and maximum. So maximum return the maximum value in a column. So let's assume that the question is that we want to let's say using maximum function. So let's assume that if I'm to call back this table now, let me quickly call back this table. I can just come here and use it to execute it. Let's assume we want to know the maximum COGS, the maximum value here. We just want to return the maximum value. So I can come here and say select mass, then the column you are looking for each maximum COGS, and then from data 3, from data 3. So let me see. So it returned the what? The maximum. That's the maximum. So if I now also want to add condition to it, I can say where female, sorry, where gender is equals to, male, where gender is equals to male, where gender is equals to male. All right, where gender is equals to male. So find so this is what you can see that we are getting a different result from what we got before. So the same thing applicable to minimum. It's just for you to change this to what? Minimum. That is all. So if I copy this, and I come down and I paste, all I need to do is just to change here to MIN as minimum. And then if I run it, it returns what? The minimum values. So all these are different aggregates you can actually what? Perform. So this brings us to the end of basic and intermediate. So what we have left now, because you are learning SQL for database management, you have to go beyond this. You have to look at advanced. Other advanced will be looking at keyword like inner join and all those advanced keywords. They are how we can join data in two different tables together, how we can select column from two different tables. So that is what we will be looking at.
Do for only pub, you just put marks and the whole table. How do you do for marks and mean without adding a column?
Sorry, come again with that question.
How do you do for marks and mean without adding column, a particular column? Like you want to just do marks and mean generally.
Okay, generally, okay. What you do is you can try this option. You can try this option where we put this, but let's see whether I don't think you can do that because it won't make any sense. You understand? It won't make any sense. It's not applicable like the way we did it for counts. Why it will not make sense is that you are looking for the highest. So that is still highest among all the values. So there's no
Yeah,
need.
understand.
That is minimum in all the values. So there's no need. It only works the way I did it the other time on counts. Okay, so that is where we are going to stop. So the next class will start the advanced. The advanced will take us 2 classes.
Question.
Okay, you have question?
Yes, I don't know if you can do two lab sessions this week because I have one test next week. I'll still send you the material. I need to because I'm really lacking behind in that particular this thing is advanced SQL. If you
Okay.
can just like
Uh,
if you can, I'll send it to you, go through it and you can help me work on that. Yeah, that's what we'll now do like next class and next 2 class before at least before Tuesday, we'll do like 3 classes because I have it on
no.
Tuesday.
The issue is that even these ones that I'm doing now, I'm actually seriously engaged. That is just it. So even when your mom contacted me, I wanted to say that I'm not free, but